everybody, I'm Arglefump. This is the schedule for my book review channel for April 2025. At the end of the month, I'll be posting my commissions, which are the next Phoenix Wright manga and the next book in the Little House in the Prairie series, which is The Long Winter. I've got a big empty space in this month because there's the Warrior Cats graphic novel coming out, along with another Babysitter's Little Sister graphic novel coming out, and I think another Graveyard Club graphic novel coming out. So when I get those books, I'll read them and I'll review them as quickly as I can, and I'll post them as soon as I can. So like, for example, if I finish reading the Little Sister book on the 7th, I'm going to post those reviews here on the 8th, and then everything else will just get pushed back 3 days. Does that make sense? Alright. So, I did finish the Nancy Drew Files series last month, but guess what? I've got a bunch of bonus videos. So, here's my general review of the series. That will go up on the 17th, along with a collector's edition. So there are 5 collector's edition books, which are basically just compilation books. They took 3 different Nancy Drew Files books and released them as one volume. So there are 5 of them. I've got reviews for the other 4. Those will have to go up next month. Also with the Nancy Drew Files, I picked the 10 best books of the series and the 10 worst books of the series, which was really difficult because I don't remember half the books in the series. Like, these 2 books both got a 10 out of 10. I don't remember anything about them. Same with like this book. This got like a 1 out of 10. Or a 2 out of 10. I don't remember anything about it. So it was really tough to write these review videos. At the start of the month, I posted some April Fool's Day stuff. So Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. If you don't know anything about Dragon Ball, the premise is that somebody is turned into the worst character of the series, and they really hate it. And, you know, he tries to make Yamcha a really cool and awesome character, but it fails. I also posted a review for Miss Rachel in a special surprise. Just because on my other YouTube channel, I'm doing a Miss Rachel parody video with a lot of singing and dancing. It's going to be a lot of fun, but this is actually like a legitimate book review. It's not a joke book review. It's just Miss Rachel, a friendly book for little toddlers. And on the 2nd, you're watching the video now. It's the schedule for this month. So other than that, the next 2 books in the Encyclopedia Brown series, 21 and 22. Also 23 and 24. Those will come towards the end of the month. The next 2 Magic Treehouse books, Sunset of the Sabertooth and Midnight on the Moon. I'm also starting a new review series because I finished Spy X Family last month. So I'll be posting reviews for Wings of Fire graphic novels, which are really cool. I really enjoy them. It makes me wish the Wings of Fire books were a thing when I was a kid, because I would have loved to read these books in grade school and middle school. They're pretty darn awesome. So that's it for the schedule for this month. As I said, it's subject to change, because as soon as I get those graphic novels in, I'm going to try to put them in the schedule as quickly as possible. Here are the books I did reviews for last month. I finished the American Girl Felicity Mystery Trilogy. The 3rd book of the trilogy is Lady Margaret's Ghost. Felicity thinks there's a ghost haunting her house, and guess what? There's not, because ghosts aren't real. Then I read a bunch of Nate the Great books. More books in the Nate Great series. The next Pokemon Sword and Shield book. And this is the point where the Nate the Great series got a little strange. It changed to being a chapter book series. So each book has chapters now. And they switched artists as well. And I don't think I liked the series as much after that happened. Like, the other books are good. Well, then it switched into having a bunch of Olivia Sharp books. Like, Olivia Sharp is... This book's all about her, and this book's all about her. And this book is the one that's most about her. She takes over, like, literally half the book is Olivia Sharp. So I didn't like that. I didn't like Olivia taking over the Nate the Great series. It felt like that was just an advertisement for the Olivia Sharp series by the same author. And I read the first 2 books of the Olivia Sharp series. They're fine. They're okay. I love the illustrations. The illustrations are probably the best part. Same illustrator as the Junie B. Jones books, I believe. But I could see why Nate the Great is more popular than Olivia Sharp. But as I said, not the hugest fan of the Nate the Great series since after it changed the artist and the book format. I read a bunch of Little Miss books, so there are like 7 of them, which are not officially part of the main series, so they don't have numbers. You can't look up what number this book is, because this one's an Australian exclusive. That's why it's not part of the main series. And several of them are exclusives. Like Little Miss Explorer, that's exclusive to an airport. Little Miss Stella was written for a fashion show. Little Miss Wasteless is an ebook, and then the others are holiday books, which I guess is the reason why they didn't get like included in the main series. Although some of them are good enough, they could be part of the main series. I don't think they're that bad. I wrapped up my reviews for American Girl Felicity by doing a few more of the short stories, and there are 2 short story collections as well. Wings of Fire number 9. I really liked Wings of Fire graphic novel number 8, and I didn't want to wait a whole year for the 9th graphic novel to come out, so I decided to read the actual book instead. And it's great. It's great. It's really good. I actually think I like the books more than the graphic novels because they're so much larger, and it is kind of hard to keep track of all the characters. Admittedly, very hard, and still hard to do that in graphic novel form. But maybe a little easier in book format. Book number 10 kind of disappointed me because the first half of the book is all about Quibbly and his grandfather, and it's interesting, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have anything to do with the main story, which is that the evil villain Darkstalker has come back to life and he's going to conquer the entire world, and he sent a plague to murder like a quarter of the dragon population. And the book really should be focusing on that instead of spending the first half of the book dealing with Quibbly's family drama. Just my 2 cents. My wife and I are watching Once Upon a Time, so I'm reading the Once Upon a Time books. Red's Untold Tale is basically a prequel book about Red Riding Hood when she's 16 years old, living in the village, trying to get out from under the thumb of her mean granny. Cat Kid Comic Club number 5, Influencers, was okay. It really didn't have a whole lot in the way of comics, but the one comic with the 2 birds was extremely good. I read some adult material. House in Harlem, or as it's otherwise known, Sweet Murder, is a really adult content book. Like, so much adult content in this noir murder mystery. It was really hard to summarize without getting into, like, R-rated descriptions. Same with the Busted series. This book is really funny. I liked it, but so much adult content. That's part of it. It's kind of like dirty humor and stuff like that. So the other 2 books in the trilogy are, I'm not going to say a disappointment, but if you put the 2 of them together, they're not as long as the first book, and they have completely different main characters. These are more like straightforward police procedurals. They don't really have as many jokes or adult content, really. It's like they're from a totally different series. So this one, she has to basically locate some villains who are stealing classic cars. This one, we have 3 villains that broke out of jail, and she has to try to capture them before they try to get revenge on her. And the subplot in all 3 of the books is that, our main character falls in love with this super hot guy. And then more Nate the Great books. Alright, so I think that's it for those are all the books I read last month, March 2025. Thanks for watching my schedule video, everybody.